Walter and Maria Schroeder Foundation is a labor of love for philanthropist Walter Schroeder, and his story of generosity starts with a very personal moment of kindness.
My wife, with her family, escaped across the southern border of East Germany into West Germany and came to Canada. They ultimately settled in Winnipeg in a very poor area. And two sisters worked. My wife and her younger sister went to school. Her mother cleaned houses. And so what happened was one day, grade 10, towards the end of the year, my wife told the teacher she wasn't coming back. It was her turn to work. She had to support the family. One day there was a knock on the door at their home. And it was this man here who talked him into sending my wife back for grade 11 and gave her $150 from his own pocket. It was a lot of money then. That inspired me, and I thought if I ever could, I'd reward people the same way.
After a successful career in finance, Walter is now devoted to philanthropy and helping the people of his hometown, Winnipeg. And one of the causes closest to his heart is a unique technology program, one which has transformed Winnipeg's Sisler High School.
I've been in education for, my goodness, well over half a century. And I've been here at Sisler High School for some 40 years. A couple of vice principals that I had at the beginning took over a school that was not renowned for its academic excellence. Had a few rough edges, and we had to straighten that out. Fortunately, we focused upon academics, and most recently we've branched out into the area of technology.
I teach animation, concept art, and project management, and I'm also department head for all the different technology programs. So we started this whole program off with 3 cameras and 3 computers. A colleague and I sat down and we came up with some ideas of classes, and we pitched the idea as a film club. That was back in 2007, and we just kept on running new classes. And as technology continued to evolve in relation to the creative industry, we just kept on running different types of game classes and coding and animation. All of a sudden it's become a department where we have over 1,300 kids registered in electives, and the culture is absolutely fantastic.
I was from a small town before, and I was looking for a program like this, and I was looking everywhere and I couldn't find anything until I came upon Sisler, and that's when I decided move to Winnipeg in the catchment to be here. Before, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but then this program, it just kind of enlightened me, and now I want to go into the creative industry. Most of the time, schools, they kind of push you towards sciences and all these other courses, but when you have this program, it kind of says you can do what you want as long as you work hard for it, and that's the most incredible thing ever.
When the opportunity came up with Jamie, when I found out that he was running a camera club and a photo club, I jumped on board right away, and just wanted to share my passion with the students, and had no idea that it was going to grow into a program like this.
The program comes from very humble beginnings, and it's just totally transformed to where now we're fortunate enough to have, I think 5 classrooms of brand new Mac computers, which has been a total game changer within a half a semester.
There is a burgeoning industry in film and media in Winnipeg right now, and our students are in fact supplying part of the base labor force for that particular industry. Ubisoft, which is a globally prominent company based in France, one of the factors that decided them to open up a base in Winnipeg was Sisler High School, and the fact that we are training our kids to provide the kind of workforce that they need in order to function. There's been that benefit, and there's also been a benefit for the students in terms of general knowledge. It has certainly enhanced our reputation, because we can say without any reservation whatsoever that we are preeminent across Canada in that particular field.
I've taught in 3 high schools, and this is by far the high watermark for support and for vision and for follow through with everything, hardware, course planning, the competitions that we take place in, students that are able to actually plan out their 4 years while they're still in grade 8. They can actually plan out which courses they would like to take and actually see that vision through.
My favorite thing about this program is probably a lot of workshops that we get involved in, and there's a lot of things to learn. I came into this program only knowing how to draw on paper, and I was really intimidated by it. But as soon as I got to get the ball rolling, learn how to animate, learn how to do concept art, learn Photoshop, I started to learn things like painting digitally and animating.
Almost weekly, we have an industry representative that comes in and does a talk from from Pixar to Disney to EA to Ubisoft. We have a lot of different industry that comes in, and a lot of the kids they're like sponges. They just learn more and more, and they expect that what these industry people are teaching them will be taught in the class. So we do, and it's the ultimate form of professional development as well for us.
We have had instructors coming out here to teach our kids certain facets of the industry, and they do this gratis. And you don't often in any high school get people who have worked with Disney coming out here to talk to the kids and spending several days and not charging the school a single penny, and then walking away and saying, these kids are great.
It really interested me. Like when I was in middle school, I saw all the ads for it and all that stuff, and I'm like, I really like computers as a kid, and I've always wanted to work with them. So this place was just a perfect opportunity. These classes, they're all made specifically for industry certifications. So essentially, we have the knowledge and the know-how and the experience to go straight into the industry and be able to do well.
At home, I usually just do this stuff on my own. But when I found out that we had a course here that has to do with sound design, I was super excited. Something that I've never even tried doing before, because back at home, I use a really bad microphone, but here, everything is just so amazing, and it's just that opportunity is just something that you gotta grab.
Sisler is a pretty incredible school, offering a world-class interactive digital media program, one that would be the envy of any high school in the country. However, it wasn't always this way. Sisler is located in an area that has many challenges. But to support all the students in the school, the Walter and Maria Schroeder Foundation has implemented a unique scholarship and bursary program, one that encourages all the students to strive for greater academic achievement.
The students, a number of them, face challenges based on income levels. Here's where what Walter Schroeder has been doing comes in handy. He's been providing scholarships and bursaries to students, rather handsome ones. And we've had students who have said, quite frankly, that that's made all the difference in their lives.
But the biggest contribution the Walter and Maria Schroeder Foundation made to Sisler High School was upgrading the school's computer equipment. Students and teachers are now able to work with the finest industry standard software and technology.
Walter has provided, besides money for bursaries and scholarships, he has provided the sum of $600,000 to update our equipment, the hardware as well as the software.
What Walter Schroeder set up for us is the ability to actually match the infrastructure of colleges or even studios, and giving those students a running head start at software certification that is industry standard, and putting themselves at the same level as some college students.
I teach various courses here dealing with interactive digital media, 3D modeling, 3D game design, project management class, and features. I started off as a science and math teacher, and then as a hobby I've always liked doing film, and then when Mr. Leduc decided to start a program here, he got me on board, and just to see the kids start off with equipment that's industry standard already, just amazing. And getting that hands-on experience already just saves them so much time from learning and using it and learning the ropes. And I think that's important, and that's key, giving those kids the skill set and experience that they need so that after they're done here, they can go pursue further education, or they can go straight to the workforce.
You know, for all the computers here, they're all got pretty much the best hardware you'll see in any high school across the country, perhaps even North America. So we're able to do really high-level server administration tasks just due to how much RAM and how much processing power we have on these computers. I think just the fact that this is this is probably the only high school in North America that has a program specifically like this, that anyone in this program is here because they want to learn.
Being able to teach in an environment where there's consistency is really, really important because it enables us to collaborate with other teachers in our department. If there's a standard that we are all teaching at in terms of the equipment that we use, it just makes our department function more cohesively. Kids come in and, like I said, the technology is just, it's out of their way. We have everything from the stuff, at least in my class, and I know in lots of the other ones, that they're able to do goes from production to post-production to presentation to everything, collaborating, and everything is open and shared and easy.
When the students walk into our lab, they're absolutely blown away, saying, oh wow, look at this Mac lab, and what software do we have on here? And we tell them, what you're gonna be learning on right now it will give you the skills to allow you to continue on in industry. And the computers that Mr. Schroeder has given us has allowed the students to sit with confidence and without frustration and just work on their creativity, work on producing and creating new projects, new artwork, and it just inspires them even more. It gives them the motivation to come back and keep working and keep pushing further.
It's really amazing talking to other kids from different schools. We don't really know how blessed we are with these equipment, and it's really incredible. Like, it's such a great opportunity.
Honestly, it helps so much because it's up to date, it's fast, it's smooth, it's so easy to use, and it's great to learn like the new stuff because that's what the industry is using now.
The technology here is way too advanced for high school, but yet the courses that they teach could help the students progress into better and bigger things in life.
The equipment is actually quite amazing. Like, from someone who just started on drawing on pencil and paper, I thought nothing could really compare to drawing on pencil and paper. But now that I've touched the equipment here, the iPads, the Cintiqs, the new Macs, the equipments are incredibly great. And sometimes we get to take things home, work on things at home, and it really helps getting to know the programs more. You're learning in programs that they would use in the industry, and just having that in high school is quite amazing.
They're pretty much industry standard, and everything we got here is top of the line, highest end. Everything works well, and it just works magically, you know.
Getting that head start, you know, you don't have to worry. We as a teachers don't have to worry about, okay, this computer broke down or will be breaking down, or this computer is slow. The students can just focus on creating and working hard.
Walter, he appeared on the scene at a very critical time because we don't get any special money. We are funded to the best of the ability of the Winnipeg School Division. Technology is an area which is very demanding upon resources. What is very useful this particular year is going to find its usefulness limited next year because of a change perhaps in the software, which requires a change in the hardware, and which means money.
Along with providing the benefits of industry standard technology to Sisler, staff have also been able to create an entirely new career readiness program called Post High.
I'm in this program called Post High, so it means that after you graduate, you get to spend another year in high school, just kind of, working on electives that you need to catch up and all, so on and so forth. What we have in this program and what we're equipped with is actually some of the best stuff that I don't even see in animation studios, official animation studios. It's like we're working in an actual, studio, but we're still students. That's the cool part. We're still students.
I plan on coming back for Post High. There's just so many opportunities and new classes that Mr. Leduc made, and I'm really excited about them, and I hope to build my skills on them.
There's so much things to do here, and I'm constantly learning, and hopefully that by the time that I get to university, I'll be prepared. I'll be more than prepared.
Before, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but then this program, it just kind of enlightened me, and now I want to go into the creative industry. I didn't know about all of that until the program, and they started talking about it, and they brought light to it, and now it's kind of like I can actually do this in Winnipeg. I can stay home.
Trying to get out of that traditional mindset of university or academic, lawyer, doctor, engineer. A lot of our students and a lot of the parents are seeing that, hey, there is a career out there for being someone who's creative, I call it the creative industry. And there is a career there.
The cool thing about this program is that everything kind of comes from the heart, like everything, because this is kind of what we want to do, and being in IDM kind of allows us to pursue it, or if we're curious about it, to kind of like delve into it a little bit more, see that this is what it actually feels like working in a space like this, to be interacting with people like this, to be doing projects like this.
We have been told that our particular approach is rather unique in that our students think outside the box. I might as well add in that particular respect that in terms of academics, Sisler stands at the forefront educationally and in terms of standards in the province. I'd say we shine right across the spectrum. Quite frankly, it's rather difficult to be modest when I talk about the achievements of our students. And the kids are great. Also, increasingly, we hear, you made a difference in my life. Gee, it'd be nice if somehow I could give back, because nowhere else would I have been able to obtain this kind of education.
It's kind of cool when you talk to a production company, they call it us here and say, do you guys have a student that can do this, this, and this, and they can do the work? And if we say, yeah, you know what, we can vouch for this student, and they get hired, they know that they can come back. And the students take note, and the students are preparing because they realize that they can actually live their dreams, working on a film set or in a studio.
I don't think I remember the last time I've spent lunch outside of Legic's room. I love spending time here. It's not just something that I see as an extra class, as work. I've learned to grow in this room, and the people in this room I consider them as family.
We have lunch here, open every single day almost, and it's almost always full because people are just that passionate about their work, and the atmosphere in here is great. We've got tons of students that are all passionate about the same thing, so everyone's on the same page and they can talk to each other.
I spend almost every day in just in the IDM sections. I also get some teachers who kind of talk to me and tell me where I can ask for help where I get stuck at, learn some new stuff that I could probably never learn while just reading at home. They also help me to get into the industry by introducing people to us, making us learn how to talk to them, introduce ourselves, stuff like that you wouldn't just learn by yourself.
The atmosphere in these rooms, they're not like, your normal super strict classes, we kind of just do our work, and it's, a very fun atmosphere.
I like to think it's like my little safe haven, kind of, just because I think that when you're in high school, there's a lot of pressure to kind of, or a lot of expectations that you have to meet. But in a class like this, you kind of just are doing what you love to do. So it doesn't feel like you're meeting anything at all. You're just being yourself and just creating what you want.
Limitations come from what we generally offer, what schools usually offer, but the talents that these kids bring in and the opportunities like Mr. Schroeder has given us, they just give the students innumerable opportunities to develop, to showcase their talents, and it's hard to explain the excitement that a teacher gets to see students develop and move on from programs like this.
It's good to see because they're enthusiastic and they view the program as having great value for them, both in terms of their personal benefit and also in terms of employment prospects. It's added a dimension to the school which we never had before, which quite frankly has jazzed things up considerably.
The Walter and Maria Schroeder Foundation's guiding philosophy is all about how the right education can transform young people's lives and even change whole communities.
Well, it's made a significant difference. We have established a link with the Vancouver Film School. The pipeline that has developed as a result of our expertise here has been very useful in getting our kids scholarships out on the West Coast in schools that rank up at the top level globally.
Since I got to here in grade 9, I was like, nothing's gonna happen. Now I'm in grade 11, I'm going to China. So it's a wonderful experience.
I've been in the animation concept art for 2 years, and I want to expand. I want to do 3D, I want to learn how to film, I want to do motion effects, I want to do everything. I want to go to VFS.
I'm going straight to post-secondary, Business Information Technology at Red River College.
So I actually applied for the University of Manitoba into the Faculty of Engineering, and I got accepted into that program, so I want to become a civil engineer.
Yeah, within this past year, because I had time for post-grad, I got to work on 3 contract animation projects.
Here in Winnipeg's North End, thanks to this unique program, these kids don't have to just dream about going to Hollywood, because Hollywood is coming to Sisler High.
I just want to comment that Sisler has been favored beyond belief. The kind of resources that Walter has poured into the school have been phenomenal. Not only that, but he has also provided a great deal of moral support with the provincial government and with the Winnipeg School Division. And he's been a force for change in those particular areas. It's almost a miracle that he showed up.